live on the air. I'm Richard Sales.
This is wild.
Back to another episode of Loungetime. I'm your host, Rich Sale, and today we got a very, very exciting episode. A lot of Week 10 crazy finishes that we're gonna get into, and we had some big, high-profile games we're gonna be previewing for the Guaranteed segment. I have some interesting decisions to make as far as what I'm gonna go with guarantees. I didn't like anything for Commanders, Eagles. I did pick the game on X. Make sure you follow us at Loungetime Pod for the Thursday Night Football picks. The only one we will not be doing is Thanksgiving because I'll be doing an episode. I'm looking to do that week because it's close. I'm looking to do that episode probably the day after Monday Night Football just because I want to get it out quick and we can go from there. So that way we can get right into it because there's 3 games on that Thursday. And there's a Black Friday game, so I'm literally doing it, just so you guys know. That will be the Tuesday after the Monday Night Football game prior to Thanksgiving week. So that's what we have as far as upcoming episodes. Guys, I will be saying this to you. We are looking to get a couple of episodes out early. This episode coming up, I'm looking to get out maybe by Thursday, based on how it's going. And then I am looking at possibly doing for Thanksgiving week, like I just mentioned a moment ago. And then after that, really, like, we could play it by year as far as when it'll happen. But I'm trying to make it more consistent, so that way I'll have episodes out usually on Tuesdays after the Monday Night Football game. That way, it's still fresh. We can still talk about it instead of me waiting almost a whole week talking about it. It's been crazy on my end, but I promise, guys, the craziness is lowering down, and I will have more NFL content for us as we get into December. So Week 10, my New England Patriots won. On the same day, the Gonzaga Bulldogs beat Arizona State. 2-for-1, can't beat it. Life is good when that happens, right? Right. The trifecta would have been this game I'm about to talk about right now. And my man, Yoham, has been waiting for me to talk about this game. Now, I got a story to tell you all, okay? A little good story, okay? So, I purposely am not watching this game. And I purposely am not watching it because I don't like to get the old. And I know you guys probably have somebody like this, right? If you're true football fans. You hate when someone calls you right before the game's over. And they say it's over. And then they put the absolute hex jinx on you. That happened. Now, I know Yoham didn't mean to do this to me, but I was talking to my family friend, Yoham, and I told him Denver's winning. And he's like, yes. They had the ball back, and I'm like, okay, they're moving. Swear to God, I said in the moment, I don't want to turn this game on because I have a feeling the moment I turn the game on, something's going to happen. I'm watching the end of the Patriot game because I'm forcing myself to not watch this happen. So, I, like a sucker, turn the game on because I want to see. They're in field goal range. My family friend Pat calls. Yoham. He tells me, I want to hear your reaction. I want to hear that the bandwagons lost. I'm like, bro, it's not over. I'm like, they're in field goal range. I'm like, hold on. Like, it's not over yet. They kick the field goal. And it gets blocked. I'm like, no way on the fucking phone call. He goes, what? What happened? I'm like, they just really fucking blocked this kick? Are you for real right now? Are you kidding me? And these motherfuckers get lucky once again. God, man, I wanted that trifecta to hit so bad. Oh! Almost, man, the perfect fucking Sunday of the year. Them losing, New England winning, Gonzaga winning, the perfect sports day almost happened and they had to rob me like that, man. Why? Why did the jinx have to happen against me? Why? God, man. These lucky fucking bastards still get lucky. Man. Damn it, bro. They couldn't fucking lose, man. Really? This team cannot lose a game? I forgot. We're talking about the National Mahomes League. Fuck, man. I hate when people do this to me, too. And I'm not blaming Johan for this. I hate when people call me when the game's about to end and I'm like, no, call me when the game's over, when the score says final. It's not his fault. I said to him, it's not. It's a huge pet peeve of mine because I'm like, wait till the game is over and the score says final. I don't want to see anybody call me before the game ends. I will fucking turn it down. That's the prime example. And it brought me back to a game that I went to the first time I went to Gillette Stadium in 2014. We won by the same amount of points, except it was a different score. First time I ever went to Gillette Stadium, I was on a bus with Jet fans. And we go to Foxborough in Gillette. First time watching New England Patriots in Foxborough. We're up most of the game. Geno Smith was the quarterback. Jets get the ball with under 2 to go. And Geno Smith's driving them down the field. And I'm like, no way are they going to lose on the last play of the game. No way my first trip to Gillette Stadium is going to have that situation be the heartbreaker. A day I took off school for. And I'm going to lose. New England ended up winning on a blocked field goal. Way longer than this Denver kicker made it. Will Lutz. That was a chip shot Will Lutz was supposed to make. The guy that did try to kick it for the Jets was Nick Folk. Ended up being a Patriots kicker. We won 27-25. This fucking team won 16-14. I've seen a lot of things in the 15 years I've been watching football. Seen a lot. My old man told me, never tell me the game is over until the final score says otherwise. Don't call me before the game is over. It's one of my pet peeves. As much as I love Johan is my family friend. Okay, he is number one Loungetime fan. That was one thing I did not like. I hate when people call me before the game is over, saying to me it's over. Not his fault, but I gotta say this on this show because I know other people have the same pet peeve probably I do. Gosh, them lucky bastards get away once again. To the game. Bo Nix, 22 of 30 for 215 yards, 2 touchdowns. The man didn't turn the ball over. Basically played as well as you possibly could have played against a team that literally has one of the toughest and the most annoying home crowds. And fuck, he didn't even turn it over. And some dude named Audric Estime led them in rushing. Cortland Sutton, they throw a go ball, 32 yards, 6 catches, 70 yards, and a touchdown. Vele, I don't even know who these dudes are. That's how bad I haven't watched the Broncos. They're 5-5 now. They basically played as perfect of a game as they could. Their defense played out of their minds. Really good to stay in it. They got 4 sacks of Mahomes, 9 hits on him. And they didn't even turn it over. They didn't even get a takeaway on them. They were set up to win the game, and they still lose. You bandwagons, I have a message for you. I'm going to save it for right now, but fuck. The trifecta almost happened. It almost happened. That would have made my weekend. That would have been the day I would have fucking been on major happiness. Hell, they would have lost. I might have had a reaction video to fucking absolutely laugh out loud at them. But they fucking spoiled my fucking perfect weekend. These fucking damn bandwagons. And the fucking never say it's over jinx happened. That too. These fucking Mahomes bandwagons. 28 of 42, 266 yards, 1 touchdown. This man did not even have that great of a game. And they still won. This man played okay. And he still wins. Why? Because it's his fucking league and he runs the damn league. I know there's a clip on Twitter. Y'all people can find it for me. I have it. Where he says to the rep, he gets caught on a hot mic. Hey, can you let me know when he's getting close to me? Y'all heard the audio that watched the game. You all heard it. And you know what that confirms? He does cry to the refs. And he does tell them, hey, give me a flag here. Oh, I know it. I know it. He does talk to the refs. See what happens when this motherfucker takes over the league? This man's at a point where he's telling the refs mid-game, can you let me know when the guy gets close to me? Why? Because you can get the fucking calls that way. Oh no, Mahomes. When the day happens where you don't get calls, they're not going to do this for you every game. Tom Brady never did that. He never got caught on a hot mic live in the game. There's a fucking national audience listening to this. And you people think I hate him? Bro, guys, you see what this man is doing? This man is crying for fucking calls. He's trying to get the refs every time on his side. Do you see why it's so bad that I can't stand him? I mean, guys, he ran for 3 yards a carry. That's average. Kareem Hunt was their leading receiver. Kelsey fucking turned the clock back. 8 catches, 64 yards. This team was average. Their defense did what it was supposed to do. They had 2 fucking sacks, but they didn't even turn it over. This motherfucking team gets bailed again. Oh, but they're going to go undefeated now. No, they're not. No, they're not. Denver was over 50% on third down, 7 to 13. The Chiefs were 7 to 16 on third down. That's not bad. But to be, like, guys, they had no turnovers. Guys, they held Kansas City to 1 for 4 in the red zone. 1 for 4. You know what Denver was? They were 1 for 2 in the red zone. They didn't even get a... They literally didn't turn it over. This just shows you how close this team was to pulling off the perfect fucking weekend for myself and literally the fucking upset of the weekend. And they get bailed. I said they were going to win the division with ease. You heard Yoham say it. And then they're going to win the AFC. They're going to win it. The only hope we have right now, guys, is literally this team they're playing tomorrow, the Buffalo Bills. Josh Allen's won the last 3 regular season matchups against this guy. He is the only hope we have left to stop him, at least from them getting an undefeated season, because anybody else is not going to do it. Unless they play their absolute worst game, which doesn't seem like that's going to happen. The national bandwagons get lucky, but your day's coming. Okay? You cannot keep winning like this. My day will happen. When the Patriots, when Gonzaga, and you bandwagons lose. Patriots and Gonzaga have to win, and the bandwagons have to lose. My day will happen. I am calling it soon. My day will come when you bandwagons lose. I am going to fucking have an absolute happy field day when y'all lose. You are not going to keep winning this way. You are due. The football gods will not be on your side every time. It happened to my team. It will not happen to you. The football gods will step in and say, no, you are going to lose. It happened with the 85 Bears. It happened with all the other undefeated teams. It happened to my team at the worst time. The only time it didn't happen was the 72 Dolphins. But the signs are saying you bandwagons are going to lose. And they will lose. Fuck. But you will lose. You will lose. Possibly this Sunday, you're going to lose. And the day you lose, I'm going to be happy. And I'm going to roast you every chance I can get. Including that head of the fucking snake, Nick Wright. That toxic piece of shit. I can't stand him. Keeps popping up on my Twitter feeds. I don't like him. But the day will come. The day will come when they lose in the playoffs and their three-peat's over. And I'm going to be happy. I am adamant. It will happen. We're all sick of the Mahomes League. And it will end one of these days. I need to go to another game. Let's go to actually a really good game. The Steelers-Commanders. I actually want to talk about this game because this game was really good too. I was watching this back and forth while I was watching the Patriots-Bears game because I like watching Drake May. Don't judge me. That kid's actually watchable right now. I watched a little bit about this, right? Russell Wilson, 14-28 for 195 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 pick. He played all right. He had some good moments. He had some not so good moments, right? The 1 pick, that was really an arm punt. I can't really say that's like terrible. It's kind of an arm punt, right? He had the clutch touchdown to Mike Williams. The running game, Najee Harris ran one in, 21 for 53. Jalen Warren, 14 for 66. George Pickens had an unbelievable touchdown grab. I did see that, 5 for 91 and a touchdown. Pat Freiermuth, I think he had the one right before the half. That was a really nice one too that he was able to catch. And then Mike Williams had the go-ahead touchdown to give them the lead. That was another great game. But they had the fumble on the punt return that they got Pittsburgh that was able to cash in. Cam Hayward had 2 sacks. Preston Smith, who I actually like that pick at the trade deadline, he had a play. They got a fumble on Washington after a fake punt that they almost executed, which I actually can't lie. I actually thought that was the funniest part of the game, was the fact that the Steelers almost pulled off a fake punt. But that was a really good game to watch, man. That really was. I have Tennessee, Georgia on while I'm watching this because I'm kind of watching a little bit of that game while I'm doing this show because I want to get this done for you guys. That's how loyal I am. But I thought Pittsburgh, this was a big road win that they got. This is why, like, you can't rule out Mike Tomlin. This man is one of the best coaches in football right now. Everybody thought this season was going to be his losing season. Instead, this man is 7-2. They have a tough stretch right now that they're going to be going through. With a huge division rival game, Ravens-Steelers on Sunday. That I'm going to try to be watching. I actually will be covering that game from the road. Not that game, but I will be watching that game from the road because yours truly has to cover a soccer championship for college. And I get to go on the road trip. And I can't pass up a good road trip. I have never been to Iona, which is all the way up in New York, by the way. I love road trips. I have. And I'm like, I get to cover this game on the road. I'm like, yo, I'm going. I'm going with a couple of colleagues. But I will be looking forward to that road trip. I know I'm talking about this in the middle of Steelers watching a great game. But Steelers, Ravens, I will be watching from the road. It's going to be a good game. Let's get to the Washington side of things. Jaden Daniels. He was all right. He had a couple good plays. I thought a couple times he held the ball on a little too long. But he made some good plays. But he had some moments where he held the ball on too long. He was all right. You know, I think he didn't play bad, but he didn't play extraordinary. He had the nice deep ball to McLaurin for 54 yards. Eckler had 2 touchdowns. And then, obviously, Washington had some good plays. Jeremy Chin had the pick on Russell Wilson. They had 3 sacks, 2 from Dante Fowler. And I think, truth be told, this team, this is not a bad football team. My buddies were first round exits because they can't beat anybody really above 500. They only have one 500 win, and I tweeted this. McNichols actually had the other touchdown run. I was wondering why that happened. And that win was against the Cardinals before they caught fire. So, really, if we're saying they haven't beat a legit 500 team that at the time they were playing them was 500 or better, or, you get the point. They haven't really beat a team that's 500 or better heading into a matchup where they are 500 or better, which is true. But if we're talking overall, then that's a different conversation. Washington 5 of 14 on third down. That's not going to get it done. Pittsburgh 7 of 16. That actually is not bad. And then they had 2 turnovers. Pittsburgh. Washington had 1. But ultimately, Washington could not make the big plays that they needed, and they were Zackerts short of a first down away from potentially winning that game. But, man, let me tell you something, though. Dan Quinn has got to be at least in that front running for Coach of the Year, because I don't know if we expected Washington to have this good of a year. I think it's got to be him. I think it's got to be Jim Harbaugh. I think it's got to be, and I think O'Connell's going to be up there. I know Sam Darnold sucks now, but I think he's got to be up there. I think it definitely has to be either Dan Quinn or it's got to be Jim Harbaugh, dude. It's got to be one of them two that's done it, because what they've done, man, has been extraordinary this season. Not even joking, this was actually something that's good. Oh, yeah, no, I want to talk about this. I want to talk about the Lions-Texans, because this game had fantasy implications for me. And I got to tell you guys a story, because I know you guys are probably like, oh, Rich, how's your fantasy team doing this season? We are 8-2 on the season, tied for first place. We are 8-2. Yes. But you're probably like, what story do you have to tell, Rich? I was down by 40 points in fantasy. I was down by 40 to a dude that I don't think is that good in my league. Okay, ignore my phone ringing. But I was down by 40 points in fantasy. I was down by 40 points in fantasy. And this was crazy because I thought I was going to lose. I had Amon-Ra St. Brown, I had Cooper Kupp, and I had the kicker Jake Bates because Austin Seibert for Washington was hurt. And I'm like, I'm doomed. There's no way. And the first half, I was looking awful. Amon-Ra St. Brown, I think, had 1 or 2 catches. And I'm like, Goff's selling me the fucking week this week because he's throwing fucking pick after pick after pick after pick. And I'm like, damn it, Goff, stop throwing picks. And then I hear Dan Campbell's speech. We got to get takeaways. And that was honestly the most timely, speech live television moment I have ever seen in football history. That was actually crazy how Welly, that's not a dictionary word. God damn it, potentially college graduate, okay, on the line. And I'm saying Welly. That's how bad my word choice is. Well-timely speech that Campbell says that they need a pick. It happens. And the Lions start to slowly come back. Fourth quarter. I'm feeling like I'm really going to fucking lose. Then they start giving Amon-Ra the same Brown the ball. And I'm like, yes, give him the ball. Give him the ball. And I'm like, and then when he gets a touchdown, I'm like, yes. I'm like, okay, we have a chance. Jake Bates. My man, Jake Bates. Yes, I'm saying it. The man did not one, but 2 field goals. 2 50-plus yard field goals. That gave me huge fantasy points. Amon-Ra St. Brown to pull me within 5 fantasy points away against a team that I knew wasn't better than me. And I'm like, we got a chance. I'm coming back. Yes, yes, yes. Things are looking good. Okay? And when he made that field goal, I was like, yes. And my damn roommate's sleeping at fucking 8 o'clock. I don't know why he was sleeping. Don't ask me the story, okay? I can't even freaking feel the emotions that I'm talking right now. This is the only damn place I got it. Wow, Georgia, I'm watching the game. Georgia almost completed a huge 50-plus yarder to start the game. But my emotions, I couldn't even display what I'm showing now because my damn roommate was sleeping. But now I'm going to show up where I was like, yes, he made 2 50-plus yard field goals. Yes, Amon-Ra St. Brown scored. Yes. And Cooper Kupp got me more than 5 points. I won convincingly. I was like, thank you. Yes, I won. So I'm still tied for first place. Okay. I have a pretty interesting matchup this week. I think we'll win though. Based on my matchups and who my opponent has. But as far as the Lions go, this team, it's looking like a collision course between them and Kansas City for the Super Bowl. The Lions continue to find ways to win. And this was not a pretty win. This was not a game the win they would have liked, I'm sure. But great teams find a way to win. And as much as I hate the bandwagons, it applies to them too. And I think that Goff throwing 5 picks and winning, I haven't seen that happen. I mean, the last quarterback to throw 5 picks and win. Why is the name blanking on me right now? But, man, I mean, it doesn't happen a lot. But, hey, this team, huge deal that they were able to come back down on the road. That's definitely roughing the kicker, at least. The fact their defense got takeaways, like Campbell said. The fact that C.J. Stroud, talk about holding the ball like I did with Jaden Daniels. He held the ball for a long time in that second half. And he was slicing and carving and dicing through the defense. And he couldn't fucking miss. He was just on point. And then that second half, he had like some moments where he was double clutching and holding the ball, and I'm like, what are they doing? Because all you could see is like from the sideline view of it, like from an elevated sideline view, you really can't see like the other half of the like field where all the defensive guys, because the camera strictly focuses on the quarterback. Oh wow, they didn't call roughing the kicker. Wow, they called it running. I knew it was one. But I gotta say, guys, I mean, this was a huge deal for the Lions to win this kind of a game like this because the bandwagons have won, so they're used to winning ugly. This team is not used to winning ugly like this. Okay, but this team, man, if they can play at a much better level than what they did play, right? But if they're winning like this is a very bad sign for the NFC. That, if they're able to pull these kinds of wins out, Detroit's going to be the team to beat. And I think they already are the team to beat in the NFC because I'm looking at Philly. Sirianni's going to get in the way. I'm looking at Washington. They're inexperienced. The Rams didn't make me happy on Monday night because I really needed them to beat the Dolphins. They didn't look good. The Packers are a good team, but they already lost to them once in Detroit. I mean, not in Detroit, in Green Bay. Chicago's falling apart. Minnesota has a quarterback issue with Darnold. Tampa has injury bugs. Falcons, they're not all that. Trust me. They're frauds. The Niners have the injury bug, but again, that's going to be interesting to see how they're going to play against them when they go to San Francisco. I think it's on New Year's Day, and I think that falls on the Monday night or something like that. It's definitely one of those days, and it's definitely a Monday night game. But the fact that they beat the Texans this way is really impressive. All Chiefs bandwagons are like, well, why didn't you say our win was impressive? We beat the Broncos on a block kick. Yeah, fuck you. This is not about you. This is about the Lions. Okay? I talked about them earlier. Okay? This was more impressive because Jared Goff threw fucking 5 picks and he almost cost the team the game. And the damn defense did great when they needed to. And Goff still made plays. Okay? Oh, but Richard wins the win. Yeah, I know. That doesn't mean you're playing good. The Lions have been playing good. See, they are not used to playing horribly, okay, and winning over the last 4 or 5 weeks the Chiefs bandwagons have played, or really the 9 weeks of the season. They've been playing really damn good. And again, people were going to say they were due for a bad game. They still pulled through. They don't have multiple bad games. Get bailed by the refs. I need help for the refs. I need a call. Ref, throw the flag. They don't do that. The Lions don't. They just play. Okay? Now, I'm going to take some crow because I did make fun of Dan Campbell with the whole biting kneecaps thing. I didn't like that. I thought that was funny. Good meme material for a little bit. But he's really done a great job building the culture there. And, I mean, how they were able to pull this off is absolutely mind-boggling as far as just the way they were doing it right. Jahmyr Gibbs, 19 for 71. Montgomery had a rushing touchdown. Amon-Ra St. Brown, 6 for 60 yards and a touchdown. Laporta, 3 for 66 and a touchdown. That was a big play in the second half. Their offensive line kept Goff clean, right? So they were doing really good. Their defense got 4 sacks, right? Carlton Davis had 2 picks. I love that acquisition for them in the offseason. I thought that was one of the most underrated, slept-on acquisitions because they needed a corner. And, boy, he came through with 2 picks. That was big time. C.J. Stroud, awesome first half. Second half, no, a lot to be desired. The Lions got after him. 2 picks that Stroud threw. Mixon ran the ball pretty good, and then outside, well, no, not really good. He had that 1 touchdown, and then after that, he really didn't do much. I mean, he had an 8-yard run. That was really the longest run he had. Not really a lot after that. Mechie, 5 for 74 and a touchdown. I'm glad I got to see him play because I remember him in Alabama. That dude was a stud. Schultz got 3 catches for 66 yards. The defense, they didn't really get pressure, but they got turnovers. They just could not get the big conversions when they needed, and they could not get the huge plays in the second half when they needed to get stops. The Laporta bomb was a big one. Amon-Ra St. Brown's touchdown was huge. There was a couple of them that they just couldn't get, right? But Lions 7 of 12 on third down, despite Goff throwing 5 picks. That's actually great on third down. Anytime over 50% is great. 6 of 15 on third down for the Texans. That's okay. I mean, it's not great. I mean, 40%, it's all right. I'm not going to say it's great. But the Lions holding the Texans to 56 yards on the ground, that's actually really good. And 192 on the air. That's pretty awesome too. Right? But again, the Lions could use this as a game too that they can clean up a lot of stuff from this game. They really could. And I feel like that's something that they're going to need to do if they're going to be the team that everybody thinks they're going to be in the NFC. See, games like this, they need to clean up. They need a game like this to play bad and to have stuff to work on, right? And I feel like that's what the Lions needed because they were rolling through teams so much, right? And then they have a bad game but they still won. You can always learn something in a loss than in a win. But if you have an ugly win, you could argue it's just as big too, right? And the Lions' schedule, I mean, they got Minnesota one more time. They got Green Bay one more time. I believe they have the Bears twice. And they'll beat the Bears twice. The Bears are dysfunctional. Especially, that you fired Shane Waldron. Yeah, that's the answer. No. It's like I said last week, Matt Eberflus is the worst coach in the NFL. But, yeah, dude, I mean, this was a game the Lions needed. But the Texans, though, this would have been a big win if you guys were able to pull that off, because you guys would have been still in the thick of things in the AFC. But now you're sitting at 6-4. Yeah, that's not good. That's not good. Niners Tampa. I'm going to talk a little bit about this, right? Because Jake Moody missed 3 field goals, but he did get the game winner to help the Niners beat Tampa. And Deebo Samuel with that whole shove on the long snapper. That shit's not cool. But the fact Tampa was able to, that the Niners were able to pull through Tampa, that is huge, right? An ugly win that the Niners got, right? And they're barely they're barely fighting above 500. And again, that's a little concerning for them, right? Ayuk being out, they still have Kittle, they still have Deebo Samuel, right? McCaffrey working his way back to full strength, right? They have some injuries on defense. Hargrave's out for the season. Greenlaw's just coming back, I believe, soon. So again, the fact that they're kind of going through some stuff right now, it's a game that was ugly. Yes, but the fact that they were able to pull through, we got to talk about this a little bit, right? I might talk about Falcons-Saints because that was really the other close game I could argue. Brock Purdy didn't turn it over. That's what you want him to do. That's what he needs to do in the playoffs. And he had 353 yards through the air, 2 touchdowns. Wow, Tennessee scored right away. But they did get help with a big flag too, but that was huge. Their running game didn't really have a lot. San Francisco. Jawan Jennings 7 for 93. Ricky Pearsall, great to see him score, man, especially with what happened to him in the offseason. If you guys don't know, he got shot and I want to say he almost died. But he got shot and he somehow was very lucky to be alive. But it was a really great moment to see him score a touchdown, because he was the guy that the Niners picked. I want to say it was a late first round, and it was good to see him finally get in the end zone. 4 catches, 73 yards, and a touchdown. Kittle obviously had a really nice back of the end zone touchdown grab. That was huge too. And then you got to look at their defense. They had 2 sacks. Nick Bosa did the Donald Trump celebration, which I thought was kind of funny. Malik Collins had 2 sacks, right? The Niners defense didn't really get a lot of takeaways. But that was a huge game for them that they needed to keep their season alive, and especially it's been a wild NFC West. Baker Mayfield, 18 of 29 for 116 yards and a touchdown. I don't think he played that great. He made some plays to help them stay in the game, yes, but I don't think he played an insanely great game. He didn't. And Bucky Irving ran in, 13 carries, 73 yards, and a touchdown score. Rachaad White didn't really run that great with the football. But he did have a receiving touchdown, Rachaad White. The defense did have some stops, right? They got 3 sacks on Purdy, 7 hits on him, right? But they just could not get they couldn't get the critical stops when they needed to, right? Tampa, the Niners just executed a great game-winning drive to pull through, and Brock Purdy did that, right? 5 of 11 on 3rd down for San Francisco. That's pretty good, even though it's under 50%, right? I always say 40 or better, but 50 or more is great, right? But then that was good, 5-11. Tampa 5 of 14 on 3rd down. That's not really going to be that great. San Francisco 1 of 3 in the red zone. I don't think it's going to stay like that as often, right? Tampa was 2 for 4, and then 6 for 49 for penalty yards for San Francisco. That was a huge thing for them. Now, guys, I'm not going to talk a lot about Falcons-Saints because it was a big win for the Saints for their first for their interim coach Darren Rizzi. The Falcons, though, I just don't think they're that legit. I don't. I think they're going to be first-round exits. Green Bay is going to beat them in the playoffs. Bijan Robinson ran the ball really well, 20 carries for 116 yards, 2 touchdowns. Kirk Cousins threw the ball all right. He didn't really do a lot of great things. I just think that Atlanta just isn't good. Atlanta just is not good, man. I'm telling you, they're not as good as people think they are. They're not. And I just think that New Orleans, I don't think this is too much to make out of it, but the Falcons showed me, yeah, they're not going to be that. They're not going to be all that. Let's go to Week 11. I want to talk about the Eagles-Commanders game a little bit because this was a big Thursday night game that I did not get to see the first half of it because I was covering a soccer game at college. I heard a lot of my friends say there wasn't a lot that I missed, and then I caught up for the second half. I was like, all right, let's see. And Jaden Daniels had a nice touchdown to Zach Ertz. I think it was in garbage time because Brian Robinson, I seen, had the 1-yard touchdown run. 16 carries, 63 yards and a touchdown. Jaden Daniels, again, he's going to have to take that step against the really good elite teams, right? Pittsburgh, he had some plays that were all right. I don't think he played great against the Eagles, right? But I don't think he had really a lot of, offensive line help for him, too. Eckler, 8 catches, 89 yards out of the backfield. Obviously, I said Ertz had the touchdown. McLaurin only had 1 catch for 10 yards. Got locked up by Quinyon Mitchell, who that dude's going to be a beast in the pros. Commanders, again, Frankie Louvu, 2 sacks. They had the 1 fumble recovery from Michael Walker early, I think, in the first half. But the Commanders, they looked all right. Now, the Eagles, I don't think it says a lot other than the fact that Saquon Barkley is the best player on their team. Now, all the Eagle fans are going to be like, well, Jalen Hurts won to a Super Bowl without him. Yeah, I know we did. But this season, who's your best player? Saquon Barkley. He's made all the big plays for you when you needed to. Look at the Saints game. He gets in the rushing touchdown. Goddard had a big game that game, but Saquon gave you the touchdown score. This game, he's went crazy in the fourth quarter. 26 for 146, 2 touchdowns. Without Saquon Barkley, the Eagles are not 8-2. They're not. They really, if you think about it, should be 9-1. Tie with the Lions. But Sirianni gets in his own way. And again, this is why the Eagles, their talent will take them so far, but Sirianni, coaching, it's going to get in the way. I don't care what that stupid guy, Pat McAfee, that makes fun of Sirianni. I don't care what he says. I know what the truth is. Sirianni's going to blow them a game. That's why I don't have the Eagles going past the second round, because that's as far as he'll take them to. They'll go to the second round and then they'll get beat. But 18-28 for 221. No touchdowns, no interceptions. Did okay. A.J. Brown, 5 for 65. Goddard, 5 for 61. Devontae, 4 for 29. They did okay. All right. Defense, though, they got 3 sacks. They got Reed Blankenship a pick. They just, again, they They did enough to win, right? They won ugly, but I don't think it's anything that makes me change my mind about them that I already know. They will make it to the second round. I just don't think they're going to be a team that gets out of it and gets to the championship game. I don't think they are, unless you have the path that gets you by. I think Green Bay could still beat them, okay? I think that Detroit would definitely beat them. But I think Sirianni is capable of blowing games. And we've seen it on full display. They held Washington's 93 on the ground. That's pretty good. I mean, that's all right. Back in the old days, under that would have been great. Eagles were 1 for 3 in the red zone, but Washington had the one turnover that sealed the game. And that's really what happened. So we have to call it like it is. He did not do insane, but hey, the Eagles are still rolling. They're on 6 straight wins, right? They've got some games coming up that are going to be tough, but I think, again, as long as Saquon Barkley carries them, they're going to be a good team. Do I think that they will be? Do I think they'll be great, like to make the NFC Championship? They get a favorable path, yes, but I don't think they might be the third best team in the NFC. They might be the third best team in the NFC, but they will definitely not represent the NFC in this Super Bowl. All right, it is time for GUA-RAN-TEEs. And yes, we have plays, because we do have plays I like. We're going to start with the Jaguars and the Lions. Lions are favored by 13.5. Over and under is 47, according to DraftKings. I don't like the spread, so I'm going to say no touch on the spread. Over, though, I take it. I think Jacksonville will score. I think it'll be definitely 27-20, which is literally right like at the number. But I'm going to go bold and say that the Lions score 34 on Jacksonville's defense, because I don't think the Jaguars are going to be bad offensively. I think they'll score, but I think that Lawrence makes an interception that decides the game and the Lions score off of it. That's what the deciding factor of this game is going to be. So I'm going to say 34-20, Detroit. Get the over. I would take over 47. I like it. Packers-Bears. Packers are 5.5-point favorites. In Chicago, the over and under is at 40.5. The Bears are broke, bro. They are broken. They are ruining Caleb Williams. I watched it with my own 2 eyes. Fuck Matt Eberflus. That dude is the worst coach in the NFL. He should have been fired on Monday. That dude is not that good of a coach. Green Bay Packers is my lock of the week. Guarantee the Packers absolutely beat the Bears. This team is so broken. Jordan Love will own them, and that franchise is a disgrace. They are a disgrace. And, best rivalry, my ass. Not even close anymore. It used to be really great in the 50s and 60s. No more. Nope. No more. Nope. Green Bay will win. I'm gonna say 30-9. I don't think this game is gonna be competitive at all. I think Jordan Love completely owns them. I'm gonna say 30-9. Packers beat the Bears. Matt Eberflus, again, the job security questions are going to start. Ravens Steelers. Ravens are 3.5-point favorites in Pittsburgh. The over and under is at 40.5. Vegas. 3.5 for the Ravens. Road favorites in Heinz Field. What? No, dude, no. I know Baltimore's really good offensively, but do you guys know that Mike Tomlin has Lamar Jackson's number? Like, I get they have Derrick Henry, but no, man. I love Pittsburgh this game. Give me the 3.5. Like, what are we looking at here? Now, over and under, I'm not sure if I want to touch, but I'll take it Pittsburgh with the points. 3.5, man? Come on. That's a lie. Did we not just see Mike Tomlin? Did you not just hear me spiel about Mike Tomlin might not have his first losing season? This man, I'm not betting against Tomlin. No fucking way am I taking Baltimore with 3.5. I'm taking the other way. Give me Pittsburgh plus 3.5. I love this. I don't understand. They always play close. 1, 2. Like, as bad as I think Russell Wilson might be for them at times, he'll do enough for him to stay in the game, and I don't think Tomlin's going to have Russell Wilson be the guy that loses them the game. I just don't see at all this line. It makes no sense to me. I just don't like it. I love Pittsburgh 3.5. Give me the points. I'm taking Pittsburgh to win. These games are naturally close. So, I'm going to say, ooh, this is tough. I just think it's going to be, I think it's going to be like a 26-23 type of game. I have this feeling it's just going to be one of those games, right? You'll see some field goals. You'll see some touchdowns. Somebody's going to have a walk-off touchdown, and we're going to be like, yep, here we go again. George Pickens had that literally a year or two ago. Or a walk-off field goal that by Boswell that's going to convert. And I think Pittsburgh wins 26-23. Give me the points for Pittsburgh. That's something I like. Vikings are 6-point favorites in Nashville to take on the Titans. And the over-and-under is at 39.5. I think the Vikings win. I think you could argue this might go over, but I'm going to say no because Tennessee's defense is really good. I'm going to say take the under of this game. I'm going to take 39.5, and I like Minnesota to win. I am going to take in this one. I think the Vikings win. Can they win 19-10? They'll kick field goals. Darnold might get one touchdown on them. I don't think they're going to have that much success on them. All right? 19-10. Vikings beat the Titans. Raiders, Dolphins. Dolphins are 7-point favorites. Over and unders at 43.5. Yeah, fuck no. Yeah, fuck no. I'm not taking the Raiders. I don't think they're going to be that good. And I'm going to say that Miami wins this one. And I think that they have, 23 on the Rams, right? So I think they can get 30 on the Raiders. I'm going to say 30-13 Dolphins over the Raiders. I don't think the Raiders are that good. That team is in rebuild mode. They suck. 30-13 Dolphins beat the Raiders. Rams taking on the Patriots. Now, guys, remember, Rams played a Monday night game. They lost, short week, coming back to New England, who has been much more competitive with Drake May as a starter. Rams are 4.5-point favorites. Over and unders at 43. I think this game, for me, this is a sucker line. Because they want people to take New England plus the points because Barmore's coming back, Duggar's coming back, Drake May's playing good, and I want to take this, but a little voice is inside my head is saying to me right now, Rich, don't take the line. This is a trap. I know. I'm going to watch this game from the road tomorrow while I cover the game that I have to do. But I don't think New England wins, guys. I have too much respect for Sean McVay. I think Cooper Kupp's going to go off against us. I think as good as we are playing, I don't think we're going to win. If we beat the Rams, I will tell you right now that we absolutely have a chance to make the playoffs if we beat the Rams. I never thought I would say it with how bad this team has played. They're 2 games out of the playoffs. They're 2 games out. Okay? And I just never thought I would say this, but they're only 2 out. If they beat the Rams, they have a shot. I'm not going to say they have I don't think realistically they'll get in. I'm not biased. I'm not that lost, but never would I have thought this team had a shot to make the playoffs with Drake May's first year. Never would have saw it coming. But give me the Rams win, but I'm going to do money line. I'm not going to take 4.5. No. I don't think that this team. I don't think New England's going to beat them. I don't even like the total. I think Sean McVay and company win. I'm going to say 23-19. I got respect for the Rams, man. I think that team is a good team, and I don't think New England beats them. 23-19 Rams. Colts-Jets. This game, stinkfest. Absolute stinker. However, the Jets are favored by 4. 43.5 is the over and under. I think the Colts defense is god awful. But the Jets just I'm not feeling it. They got to travel all the way back to MetLife. In a game they got shellacked. The Colts, Anthony Richardson's coming back after that whole fiasco. Oh yeah, Joe Flacco's better. No, he's not. He's old. I want to pick the Colts because I absolutely hate Jet fans. But I'm going to take, painfully, I have a feeling the Jets win. I do. I think they win this 20-16. I am not in on Anthony Richardson anymore. I think he is not as good as we thought he was going to be coming out of college. His inexperience is definitely getting the best of him. I think that he is not as good as the Colts think he is. I think that they've made it clear that, we're going to develop him, but if we don't see progress, they're not hesitant to not go with Joe Flacco. So I'm going to go with the Jets 20-16 over the Colts. Browns-Saints, give me New Orleans to beat Jameis Winston. Give me New Orleans to win. I don't know what's telling me to take the Saints all of a sudden after Dennis Allen's been fired. I don't think the Browns are all that. Under 44, I kind of like 2 in this one. I'm going to take in this one. I think this game's going to be 16-13. Saints beat the Browns. I don't think the Browns are that good. I think defensively they are absolutely studs. I think their offense is not good. So Kevin Stefanski will lose to an interim coach. Darren Rizzi's going to go 2-0 in the season. 16-13, Saints beat the Browns. Seahawks, 49ers. Niners are 6.5-point favorites. Over and under is listed at 48. Taking the Niners because I don't like Seattle's defense. I've got 30-20 San Francisco. I kind of like the over a little bit. I like the over. I lean it. I don't love it. I like it. I might add it to the guarantees. 30-20 San Francisco beats Seattle. I don't like where Seattle's going right now. I think Geno's going to get exposed. And I think the Niners will be okay to pull away on Seattle. Falcons-Broncos. Two teams I just don't like. I don't like. Denver's 2-point favorites. Over and under is listed at 45. Kirk Cousins, don't let me down, please. I'm rooting for you to see if my team, my New England Patriots, can make the playoffs. I am going with the Falcons to win. I can't believe I'm doing this too. Can they get 23 and can they hold Denver to 17? Maybe a lot to ask. 23-20 Atlanta beats Denver. 23-20 Atlanta beats Denver on the road. Chiefs and the Bills. Bills are 2-point favorites. Over and under is listed at 46. Take the over. Take the over. I think Josh Allen is going to have enough points where they score. And I think Mahomes and company will have some points. They're starting to get Hopkins going. Kelsey got going a little bit. 46, I think they both score. But Josh Allen has won the last 3 regular season meetings against Patrick Mahomes. All of them have been in Kansas City, by the way. It's the first time that they met in Buffalo in the regular season since 2020. And damn it, I'm going to say it. I can see the division of the Bills. I've done it for weeks now. Bills Mafia, I want you to be rocking at that stadium. I want you to make that damn team frustrated. I respect you in the division. I don't like the Chiefs. We share a common enemy, okay? I need you guys to beat this fucking team so I could be happy. So I could come out here and glow and flex and absolutely fucking shit on this team because I'm praying on their downfall. And it will happen. It will happen. Buffalo is going to win 28-24 and beat my fraud, my choke in Buffalo. Bye-bye undefeated season bandwagons. Fuck you 28-24, Buffalo. Josh Allen wins. Bengals-Chargers. Chargers are 1.5-point favorites. Over and under is at 48. I'm not going to take the over. I'm going to go the other way. I'm going to go under. I think the Chargers are the team I'm picking. I have no question about betting against Jim Harbaugh. I think that dude is one of the best coaches, college or pro, I have seen in my lifetime. Behind Pete Carroll, that man can coach. Bengals defense sucks. I think that J.K. Dobbins, I need him to get going in fantasy. I think the Chargers find a way to score enough points to win. I've got them winning 26-24 over. Actually, that's over. No. Chargers are going to get 26. I don't think the Bengals are going to have that good of a game. I'm going to say 26-20. 26-20. Give me the under because I don't think that the Bengals offense is going to have a good game. I think the Chargers defense is the most slept on unit in football. I think they're doing really good. Bosa, Mack, they're going to get some rush on Burrow. I think that the secondary of the Chargers worries me with Jamar Chase. But I think that if they find a way to double Chase and make them beat with somebody else, I think they have a chance. 26-20, Jim Harbaugh and the Chargers win, move to 7-3. Texans-Cowboys, snooze fest on Monday night. Not a fan of this game. The only reason I'm watching this game is because I want to hear Belichick talking to Manning Cats. That's the only reason I want to listen to this game. CJ Stroud and company win. They beat Cooper Rush. I think they're going to win 31-13. This game sucks. Texans win. They beat the Cowboys. 31-13. Let's go over the guarantees one more time. Over 47, Jaguars, Lions. The Green Bay Packers are going to beat the Chicago Bears. That's a lock. The Pittsburgh Steelers are going to beat the Baltimore Ravens. Yes, I'm saying it. The Jets are going to beat the Colts. I don't know if I'm going to do that as a guarantee, but I'm going to say that's going to happen. I think the Jets beat the Colts. I'm actually going to say that, yeah. Cleveland, New Orleans is a pick'em game. I'm not going to say it. 49ers, Seahawks. 49ers are going to beat the Seahawks. The Buffalo Bills, I'm not going to do, but that game's going to go over. I'm not going to do a guarantee because I'm not doing that. And then I know the Texans are going to beat the Cowboys, so I don't want to do that for fun. So, we got some plays on this, guys, all right? Over 47, Jaguars, Lions. The Green Bay Packers are going to beat the Chicago Bears. The Pittsburgh Steelers are going to beat the Baltimore Ravens. That's 3. The 49ers are going to beat the Seattle Seahawks. And the New York Jets are going to beat the Indianapolis Colts. Guaranteed! Woo! Charles Barkley style. That's right. Okay? We've got some other plays that I like, but those are my confident plays. That is what I like this week. I hope you guys like the guarantee. It's, guys, as you can tell, this has been a fun episode. We got some more NFL content. We're going to be dropping episode on Thursday of this coming week. We've got one the Tuesday before the Thanksgiving week. We're going to be talking a lot about that. We're going to have some awesome guests coming on. I'm working on some ways where we can get some more guests coming on. I know I have some people that I know want to get on, and I'm going to find a way to get them on, okay? But make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you guys hit that notification bell so that way you guys can get all the latest content and updates needed for the 2024-2025 NFL season. There is a lot to like coming up. You can also follow us at Loungetime Pod on X. Make sure you guys follow us that way because I give away Thursday Night Football picks that I like. Plus, if you guys want to talk about something on the show, tweet me. I will talk about it. I'm not afraid to. Still waiting on some topics, but it's okay. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in to Loungetime. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys on Thursday, where we will discuss Week 11. And I hope you guys enjoy your NFL Sunday, everybody. Have a great weekend, guys.